Hey, sexy, welcome to another episode of the Godfather Minute. I'm Alex Robinson.
I'm Andy Robinson.
And together we're going to talk about minute number 23 of The Godfather Part 2.
Alex, would you tell us about minute 23?
Well, I think I need to know how to say it in Sicilian before I proceed.
You do. Alex, repeat after me. Mm-hmm. E minuto. Numero 23.
23. That's easy to
it.
remember. It's just like 2. That's like 20 plus 3.
That's it. You got it. Now they start to make sense.
Now it's now I'm getting it. It's starting to catch on.
By the way, when you opened the show and you said, "Hey there, sexy," it took me off guard.
You thought I was talking to you?
Well, I mean, you were looking at me and you looked at me in the eye and you said that, and so I immediately went instinctually into a Connie voice.
Oh,
by the way, that was my Connie voice.
Yeah, I could tell when you were like, Al, could you do that?
Yeah.
First I thought it was Fredo, and then when you said Lawrence, I thought it was I'm sexy, not like everyone says.
Yeah. Michael, would you please stop talking to Mo Green like that?
Well,
that's Connie in Fredo's role.
Do you think things would have been differently? I think Connie's smarter than
oh, really?
Fredo.
Not like everyone says?
Yeah. So, minute number 23, as per your request. I would have thought you would watched it, but since you haven't watched it, I guess I'll recap it for you.
Mm-hmm.
While Frankie Five Angels complains to Fredo about having to wait in the metaphorical lobby, Mikey invites Johnny Ola into his office so they can talk business without Tom Hagen.
By the way, if this were a Doctor Who episode, it would be called Frankie Five Fredos. Or maybe Fredo Five Frankies.
So, all right, well, let's get to. We'll save Johnny Ola in the second portion and Tom Hagen. Let's talk. Yeah. Let's open up by talking about Frankie Five Angels. Of course,
it's 20 seconds of the minute. And then it goes right into Johnny Ola.
Yeah. So as we commented last week, I think that the subtitles are sometimes different than what we hear in the movie. Are you going to comment?
The subtitles are different than the dialogue.
I realize we're not going to hear the book is different than the movie music anymore because we don't.
No, we will in the flashback scenes.
Oh, that's true. You're right.
We will.
Right. Oh,
we will
make them all the more special.
Uh-huh.
You know what you should do? No, I'm not going to give you another music time, right? That's still something else you should do. But you know what you should do is take the same song but make it into like an old, like a 1920s.
Oh, yeah.
Then
Vito hit the big time.
So in this scene, Fredo's Frankie Five Angels is like, "Oh, what do I get a letter of introduction?" Which continues from last week's episode, and then
Fredo says, "Well, what? You can't get in to see? You mean you can't get in to see Mikey?"
And I always heard him say, "He's got me waiting out in the lobby." But the subtitles say, "He's got me waiting out in a lobby."
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Which is weird because it's a subtle but marked difference.
It is. You're talking the difference between a definite and an indefinite subject pronoun.
Right. I guess the lobby almost it makes it sound like it's more familiar.
Yeah.
Like if I say the lobby, you all know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like the thing that we all know. But if you say a lobby, it makes it sound like he doesn't even know where he is. He's just like, not in the living room or it's like, which of 6 lobbies is he waiting in?
It's even worse if it's a lobby. It's even that much more distant from his chance to see Michael.
Right. It's not the lobby to Mike's office. It's just a lobby somewhere.
Yeah. Funny, I didn't even pick up on that. And I, like you, I always heard waiting in. I didn't hear the word out. I heard waiting in the lobby.
Okay, well, yeah, that's what it could be. He's got me waiting. He's got me waiting out in the lobby, but
without an out. He's got me waiting in the lobby.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was ask, we'll answer. Can you just check right now and look
I guess
at
I
it?
could. Yeah, you want to kill some time while I'm calling it up? Sing us a little song.
Well, this is what I'll say.
Nothing that's copyrighted.
Okay. Well, you know what song I should sing that's not copyrighted?
What?
I should sing something from the Underdog Night Soldiers. That's the
there you go.
Your band. That's the band Andrew plays with. That's the Godfather Minute house band, if you will. And if you go on Spotify or is it on Apple Music, I'm asking you questions while you're looking it up to start.
It's on everything.
It's on everything.
You can pretty much get it wherever you log in.
So yes, go log in, go look up Underdog Night Soldiers, and you'll hear all the songs. So right now, Andrew, it looks like he's looking at the script. Well,
you got to do the call, the play-by-play call on my expressions as an anticipation.
Okay, go ahead. He looks quite shocked. He's looking at like he can't believe what he's hearing. What are you? His hand is on his head in shock. He appears to be sobbing into his. What am I going to do?
I feel like the whole time I knew this script.
What does it say?
It says, quote, "He's got me waiting in a lobby."
In a lobby.
In a lobby.
Huh.
You're right. It's different. Wow.
But he doesn't say out in. And then
does not say out in.
Okay.
And I never heard the word out.
Okay. Yeah. So, I just wanted to put that in there.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if if it comes from some. It's such an odd expression.
He's got me waiting out.
Never heard it
waiting
before.
In a lobby.
Yeah. Has he used it before, or is this a Sicilian maybe expression?
The greatest insult is to make someone wait in the lobby. Making someone wait in the lobby. I don't know why I keep saying out in the lobby.
Yeah, you got it stuck in your head like that.
Yeah. Well, I like that.
I'm sorry, you got it stuck in a head like that.
I got it stuck out in my head. I do like that it segues right from that to him welcoming Johnny Ola in.
Yeah,
because
he didn't even have to wait.
It's a real contrast between he's obviously taking care of other business.
Yeah, it cuts right to it too.
Yeah. He's got me waiting out.
Great.
He's got me waiting in a lobby.
Wow, we've been saying that one for years, joking around about it.
Yeah, it makes me think of the old days.
Yeah, I know. I never thought you'd use the right expression, Alex. Seeing you reminds me of the good old days. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wrong vocabulary, right? I heard about that, huh?
That ain't no punctuation ever. Well, I guess that's the end of Frankie 5 for this minute. You got anything else you want to say about him?
Just to follow up, Cheech doesn't even respond to that line. I wonder if Frankie uses that all the time. So Cheech is just because he laughed at the Ritz cracker and chopped liver joke, but he didn't. He's being cool and smoking a cigarette when he says that.
Well, either that or like Frankie isn't kidding. Like maybe he would have laughed, but then he would have been like, and then Frankie, what's so funny about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love you. Cheech, I have you waiting in a lobby.
See how you like it.
Has anyone else been left in a lobby so far in GF1 or 2? Well, I guess anyone who's waiting to see Vito in GF1 before they can go in. Like Luca Brazzi's waiting in a lobby.
Well, that seemed more almost like you're just enjoying the party, and then when you're ready, Tom Hagen comes and says, "Yeah, the Don can see you now." Almost like they give you like one of those buzzers, like when you go to a restaurant, and then they go, it vibrates so you know the Don's table is the table is ready.
Like a Tchotchkes or Fridays. Well, it makes me wonder in GF1 when all those folks are waiting to see Vito Corleone at Connie's wedding. I wonder if that is a Sicilian term. Like, oh no, keep him in the lobby for another 20 minutes. We'll get to him later.
It's a Sicilian message. It means he waits at the lobby with the fishes.
Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah, so the end of Frankie 5 Angels for now.
Well, also, the other thing I want to comment on is that, so was it a matter of Frankie goes into the house and says, I'm ready to see Michael. And then Tom says, oh, Frankie, it's so good to see you. Reminds me of the old days. Sit here. He'll be with you in a second.
He does the same chopped liver joke. or maybe Tom was the, quote, kid in the white jacket who came over and gave him can of peas.
Does he recognize it?
His German-Irish conciliary comes over and gives me can of peas. I said, Tom, this ain't can of peas. It's a Ritz cracker and chopped liver.
It's getting better. It's getting closer.
Yeah. Although if Tom had given him can of peas, Frenchie 5 Angels would have said to him, no, that's not can of peas. This is This is kraut sausage and stale bread.
On some Irish soda bread.
Every culture has its own version of working man's canapes.
Yeah. It depends on the ethnicity of the waiters that you get. Some of these still white guys here. It's all Ritz cracker and so yeah. But the fact that we saw him drinking out of the hose was. Is it the kind of thing where he goes? So he goes in. Tom says, "Oh, have a seat here. Have a canopy. Mike Ely right with you." And then he's sitting there watching other people go in and out. And then he gets mad, and then he goes out and starts drinking like he was. I'm going to get your drink, and then he immediately just went to the hose. Like, did he leave the lobby and go right to the hose? Did he see the hose on his way out and was like, "Oh, at least I can get a drink"?
I think you leave. I think when you leave the lobby, you lose your place in line.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have those buzzers like they do at Fridays and tshotchkis.
Because if you remember, they showed Frankie napping before.
Yeah.
So maybe he was called already, and he they should have showed the thing vibrating on the table, and he's all.
Oh, he's passing out.
It's a big box of Ritz crackers.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, that is the end of Frenchie Five Angels for this. So yeah, he was a great character. I
watched that probably 10 times, the line, which is why I'm surprised I missed that waiting in a lobby. It's such a funny delivery. He turns his head, he's pointing his hand, and his facial expression when he cuts back, he's truly insulted. And then it cuts right to Johnny Ola not waiting in a lobby.
Not waiting in a lobby. It's almost, when I was going back to watch it, I was trying to decide if because in my memory, him saying, "He's got me waiting down the lobby," is like ending on. It's almost like the voiceover when they show Johnny Ola coming in. Like it's that.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that'd be so funny. Technically, Frankie, it's not a lobby. We would not leave you waiting.
It's a foyer.
Yeah, it'd be great if Frankie, I think we've talked about this, but if Frankie just kept using his same dialogue but in all the different settings, so when he's waiting in the lobby, he's complaining to all the other people waiting.
Yeah,
he's saying like, and this German Irish consigliere, he always saves the New York capital regimes for last. It's just such great delivery. You can apply it anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. Oh man, he's a classic. He's a keeper.
He's a keeper. Well, last thing is maybe he would. Now I know why he was drinking out of the garden hose.
What?
To wash the terrible taste of Ritz cracker and chopped liver out of his mouth.
He needed it.
Gee, just no canopies. Give me the hose.
You're like Yeah, it's like that bad where you can barely.
He's choking on a cracker.
So yes, then we go to Johnny Ola.
That'd be creepy if we saw Johnny Ola coming in. Mm-hmm. That's what the viewer sees, and you hear, "Oh, what do I have to get an engraved invitation? He's coming right now."
I guess they have done that before. The one that leaps to mind is when the Turk is coming to the meeting. Yeah. You hear Tom telling the Don about the Turk while they show the Turk getting out of the car, going in the elevator. So it's a similar type of
I think it works in that scene because they're both serious scenes and they're both connected. It's hilarious. I'm assuming that Coppola meant it to be really funny and not like, oh my gosh, this guy's really insulted. Although I don't know, upon first viewing, maybe you are.
Well,
you had that reaction.
No, but he does do the joke about the chopped liver in the can. So I do think you're supposed. I mean, I think both things are true. He is genuinely mad, but I think it's also he just can't help but be. He's just one of those people who's just like funny.
Yeah,
where you can't even help. Like even when he's being serious, it seems like he's joking around.
I think Coppola should have driven home the point that it was serious and that he was insulted, and that's how the viewer is supposed to take it. Because after Frankie says that, waiting in a lobby, Frankie Five Angels stabs Fredo.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That really would have been a different... sheesh.
Oh, Frankie, it's so good to see you. It reminds me of the old...
Fredo, you son of a bitch. Stabs him.
You look great. Nothing that disarms someone more than telling them they look great.
Yeah, that's true. That's why anyone ever tells me I look great, I'm ready for that shank in the back.
You run for cover.
Kill me now, you got the muscle.
Yeah. Oh, and Frankie is good with a knife.
Is Frankie good with a knife?
No. It's making an old Turk joke.
Yeah, we don't see Frankie.
Well, we do know he's good with a knife. Spoiler alert.
Why? What do you mean? Because he.
So Johnny Ola. Enter yes. Johnny Ola.
So technically, we saw him last episode as we saw him getting off the boat. Mm-hmm. So this is not his official debut, but this is his first time we know anything about him. When he comes in and he meets Al. Mm-hmm. I might even submit this for an overdub alert, depending on what the judges say. Mm-hmm. Johnny Ola says Johnny Ola, like he's introducing himself to Al, and then Al Neri says Al Neri, but it sounds exactly like Robert Duvall saying Johnny Ola.
Whoa! When Johnny Ola says
when Johnny Ola walks in and he goes Johnny Ola
introduces
himself to Al Neri. I always to me it sounds exactly like Robert Duvall like introducing him.
Oh, you know what? Let's call on overdub alert.
Overdub alert! Overdub alert! Overdub alert! Overdub alert! Overdub alert! Overdub alert! Overdub alert!
You're taking on my word that it's an overdub alert?
You know, I mean, if you even, but I mean, his mouth is moving, so it's clearly supposed to be Johnny Ola.
I know. It's just like, but also Johnny Ola's voice, he tends to be more down here. Yeah. Tony, what are we going to do about my crew? Like that. It doesn't sound like that voice saying it.
He's kind of like a Mo Green voice, doesn't he? Or old friend in Havana.
A friend in Havana.
I talk. Oh no, sorry. He sounds like the overdub of "I Talked to Marzini." That's what I was.
Do you think it's Coppola doing all these overdubs?
Oh my gosh, we gotta find out.
But anyway, go back and watch the minute where he says Johnny Ola. I thought it was Tom
Hagen doing it. Wow. Yeah. The only other where I thought you were going with that is a couple seconds later. Rocco walks in with an orange. Michael turns to him and says, Rocco, and then he says, what's this?
Yeah.
The what's this is clearly overdubbed. Clearly overdubbed.
I think that whole line might be, that whole segment might be.
Yeah, this just in, Godfather Part II minute listeners. That's a mouthful. Alex and I had to figure this out, so we paused it, watched it, and the conclusion.
Not only did we not figure it out, in fact, we introduced more options as to who is saying Johnny Ola.
Because you can't even see Johnny Ola's mouth moving, so now we're not even sure if it's him if it's him that's supposed to be speaking.
Right.
It kind of sounds like Tom Hagen, but upon first listening, it sounded like Fredo to me.
Right.
It could be Michael.
Yeah, and Michael then says, "Oh, you remember Tom Hagen, right?" Which makes me think it's probably not Tom Hagen saying it.
Yeah,
unless he just happens to be walking in when, like, was he saying to Michael, "Hey, do you know what you're going to say to Johnny Ola?" Right when he walked in, and then he's like, "Oh shit!"
Or maybe looking ahead, we know toward the end of this minute, Michael doesn't want Tom to stay in this meeting. Tom probably knows he's on his way out.
Yeah,
and so he's trying to do anything he can to stay in. So as soon as the door opens, he goes, "Johnny Ola!" to cause that connection.
Right, yeah. So the mystery remains
inconclusive.
You asked, we dodged it.
That's right. Well, we didn't dodge it. It's inconclusive.
Yeah. What does it say in the script?
We gave it our due diligence.
You have the script handy. What does it say?
I do have the script.
Is the script different than the movie?
Johnny Ola shaking hands with Al. Says Johnny Ola.
Johnny Ola.
Okay, there it is. But it's overdubbed.
It definitely sounds odd.
I think it's Alex Rocco.
Oh, it's Alex Rocco. I thought you were saying, I think it's Alex Robinson.
So that's that. So all the introductions go around. Al Neri.
And Al Neri, is this... Al Neri hardly has any lines in the entire film, and I guess one of them is Al Neri.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, I guess he had more in that deleted scene where he took over the casino from Klingman. When Klingman got forced out.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
So Johnny Ola.
Yeah, let's talk about Johnny Ola.
Introduction
New character.
to Johnny Ola. New character and this is the first part of the new plot that's going to.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Senator and he comes back, but he's not really as integral to the plot as.
Yeah. And it's ominous. Johnny comes in and the light from Lake Tahoe is behind him, so he's in shadow.
You can't see his face, yeah. The character of Johnny Ola was based on a mobster, Vincent Allo.
Okay.
Clever. Just spell the last name backwards, and that's you get the name. He was
Allo, you said?
Allo, A-L-O.
Oh, okay.
And he was in charge of setting up casinos and whatnot for the legendary Jewish gangster Meyer Lansky, whom Hyman Roth gets a lot of his attributes from Meyer Lansky. So I wonder if any of these gangsters, the ones that were still alive, recognize themselves in the movie.
Yeah.
And whether that would be, I mean, as we saw in The Sopranos, speaking of Johnny Ola, the mobsters in The Sopranos loved The Godfather.
Yeah.
So I imagine if you were a gangster and you're like, Johnny Ola, that was based on me. I could see that being a point of pride.
Oh yeah, serious cred there.
Yeah. So yes, and I looked up how to pronounce his Chianese?
The actor?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
It's Dominic Chianese. And I looked it up how to pronounce it.
Is it Chianese?
No, it's definitely a hard k at the beginning.
Chianese?
Chianese, I think that's what it is. Actor who's been around for a long time, most famous to us from The Sopranos, where he played Uncle John. He was also in Boardwalk Empire, another mafia related show.
Who did he play in Boardwalk Empire?
I don't remember. He was in the film Gotti, the 1996 movie, not the one with John Travolta.
Oh, different one.
And he was also in Dog Day Afternoon with Fredo and Al Pacino.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
And he was also in ... and Justice for All with Al Pacino and Hyman Roth.
Oh,
so we have to watch. We got to track
Yeah.
down that film.
We got to see that one.
Justice for All.
Yeah.
That is not justice. That is not justice for all.
Uncle June really looks like Larry David, doesn't he?
Yeah, I could see that. And like you said, he brings. Oh, also he has recorded 2 CDs of music. And
as a singer.
Yeah, as a singer.
Oh,
and he has like a cabaret show where he plays like both American and Italian standards. He sings, old songs. And prior to becoming an actor, he taught guitar to women who were serving in prison for drug crimes.
Whoa!
Like he was like a someone who would go to the prison and like as an activity teach these women how to play guitar. So weird, weird thing.
Yeah.
So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, Dominic Chianese.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael should have had him perform at the casinos in Vegas, right? Maybe you can get some of your friends, some of your drug felon female friends to commit to performing a few times a year here.
That's how he uses
sure, Michael.
Anything for my Godfather. So says me. Johnny Ola.
Yeah. Anything for my Godfather. Anything else about Mr. Chianese?
I don't have anything else to say more about.
Well, I got a few more things about the minute.
Sure, go ahead.
So the orange, right? Orange comes from Miami, a gift. And to modern viewers, that may not seem like a big deal, but back then it was quite a big deal.
Oranges?
Well, just to ship produce all over the world.
Yeah.
I remember our mother used to say a story that they had a relative who lived in Florida, and when she was a kid, and they would come up and bring oranges, and it was a real special treat.
That's so
because you just couldn't get them.
Yeah. I guess nowadays when we have all the fruits and vegetables available year round, it's funny to think that.
Yeah.
So you think when he was saying, "What's this?" he literally did not know what an orange was. That's why Anthony got so scared when you put the orange Don put the orange in his mouth, because he's like, "What is that?
Oh my gosh!
What is that, Johnny?"
And so Michael says, he announces to everyone in the room, but really directed toward Johnny Ola. He says, Tom only handles certain areas of he won't be joining us.
Right.
Because he only handles certain areas of the family business.
What a strange thing to say.
Yeah. Why wouldn't he just have talked about that earlier, and then Tom just excuses himself after the introductions?
Yeah. Like, why? Unless they somehow does Michael want Hyman Roth to know that Tom's not involved in the criminal?
That he can't get to him?
I guess so. Or, well, later on, Mikey explains that he did this because then he knows Tom would be the only one he could trust. I don't know why that is true.
This part of Godfather 2 has always confused me about why Tom is out.
Yeah.
What that has to do with
it's carried over from the first one, where even Tom didn't understand why he was out.
Yeah.
If he could help.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe as the movie progresses we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's not clear now. And Tom doesn't want to be out.
Yeah.
Because even at the very end of this minute, he says, if there's anything I could do, Michael, and it just cuts. It's even sadder because the minute cuts him off. By the way, when he says that, it's so desperate. He says, even his tone of voice, it's almost whining. Like, if you need anything, Michael, I'll be outside. It's very whiny.
Waiting in the lobby.
Yeah. What goes around comes around. Frankie Five Angels is out there. He's like, Tom, now you know what it's like.
Not so funny now, is it?
Tom, you look great.
Tom Hagen, you son of a bitch.
Well, this leads us to our product, Alex.
What's our product?
I was thinking about this all day.
Oranges.
Now, the product, this would be in the 50s. Some device that allows you, as a consigliere who's on the way out, to still listen in on the conversation. Did you notice that through the glass windows, there are people having conversations and partying right next door, which surprised me. You could see right into that office.
He's got nothing to hide.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's the point. Nothing behind closed doors.
Yeah, that's interesting, though.
But what do you think about that as a product? Nowadays, you have all kinds of spy devices.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like a cup that you put to your ear against the glass.
X-ray specs.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Have you ever heard that? I know it's an old story about when Jerry Lewis would leave a briefcase.
No.
When Jerry Lewis was in a meeting, he would say, "Okay, well, listen, guys, I gotta go. Like, I'll check in with you later or whatever." And he would leave, but he would leave his briefcase behind with a tape recorder in it.
Jerry Lewis,
so that if anyone, so he would listen, and then he would listen after he left to see.
Wait, Jerry Lewis, the
comedian,
right?
Yeah.
I was thinking of the piano player, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh,
is that his name? Like,
different Jerry Lewis.
Wow.
So, yeah. So maybe that's what.
Just because he's paranoid, or he wants to get an angle. He wants to hear
I think he's just paranoid and wants to know. He wanted to know who was really on his side.
Oh my gosh!
So that's what Tom Hagen should do.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. It's in the 50s. So what could you pass off as a recording device that you could easily leave somewhere that wouldn't call attention to itself?
Maybe it's in the orange.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what is this? This orange is so heavy. That's what he meant. Like,
old wires hanging out. The Godfather Minute 23 continues past the paywall.
You've made it past the paywall. No, you haven't made it past the paywall.
You're being stopped and asked for your papers to go through to the paywall.
Only one way through, folks. Pay up.
Go to godfatherminute.com/support. Become a Patreon supporter. It's just $1 a show. And that'll give you access not only to the rest of this episode, but our entire back catalog. You're talking about hundreds of hours of listening.
Yeah. And do you know how many Frankie Five Angels impressions they'll hear in all of that combined?
No!